All right, so here you are, we're just walking by and we saw this cool truck here. We noticed it was actually built by students. Here we have Brody. Why don't you tell us a little about this truck?
So this truck is built by a program out in Grand Junction, Colorado called Kustom Built Cars. And this is our 53 Chevy here. We took this guy straight from frame and rusty old farm truck parts, threw a LT4 out of a 2018 Camaro in there, and completely redid this guy. We tried to keep the body as original as possible, but obviously this is a school. They wanted to teach us a bunch of fun stuff. So we got to toy around with everything, patched rust, welded stuff, did the body work, the Bondo, even whited the fenders in the back. Frame is a Roadster Shop chassis, so that was all pre-built for us, but we got to disassemble suspension and do all that work, even put the diff together in the back. This is entirely student built. Besides me, there were 3 others, and we knocked this out in about 5 months.
Yeah, that's impressive. Now, I've had a little experience working on these. Now, was there any problems with transmission lines, steering shafts, anything like that?
Well, it was hard. We kind of had to work around everything, fitting it in. The hardest part is in testing, just keeping everything away from the headers so it doesn't burn, because we had to test everything without the full exhaust on. This thing's a monster. You watch it shoot flames in the shop.
Nice.
No, altogether it wasn't that hard. I'd say one of the biggest problems we had was wiring. There's some issues with the transmission and the controller in there, but we got that figured out.
And they get hot in that tunnel in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about the transmission tunnel a little bit, getting out the heat out of there. So how'd you guys actually solve that? Did you relocate it or anything like that?
Well, it wasn't really a heating issue with the tunnel. It was more just when we had the whole exhaust taken apart. Once we had the full exhaust put together, there was no overheat issues or anything.
So you guys said you widened the rear end, and then what about the wheels on here?
So the wheels, they come from Detroit Steel Wheel Company. We actually had to space the back out as well. Had to cut down some studs, real simple stuff. Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
And then you guys gonna work with TMI on the interior, we saw?
Yep, we got a nice diamond stitch inside. I can't remember where we got the bench off of, but we had to fit that and make it look all pretty. Gauges are out of Dakota Digital, all the wiring's hidden under the seat and everything, tucked away, fed through the tunnel. Yeah, this thing was a blast to put together, man.
Yeah, it looks very, very clean. And then we got more of the, what about some of the work back here?
So like I said, the frame was given to us by Roadster Shop. Other than that, we had to build this battery box out, kind of custom fit it so it didn't like sag or anything. We've got the fuel cell back here. We ran all the fuel lines with the battery cables up to the front, tucked behind the headers. Going to the starter, fuel line runs up the transmission across because that's where it feeds in. Other than that, we did all the brake lines, fuel lines, wiring. We've got some new e-brakes from Willwood back here hooked up too. That's fed into the cab as well. There's a button under the seat.
And you do that for the parking brake?
Yep.
That's nice. And then what about this differential? It looks a little interesting.
Yeah, so differential, 9-inch rear end out of a Ford. Pretty plug and play, just slid the big guy into the pumpkin, fed the axle shafts in, and that was that.
And is there any plans for the bed? Are you just gonna do a normal bed with a little gas flap? Or are you gonna do one of the ones that hinge up, or is it still a work in progress?
Still work in progress. Originally we were going to do wood. I don't know if that's still the plan. We got a little short for time in the process. We were trying to have it ready for this, but it just didn't work out like that.
Well, plus it shows off you guys' workmanship. I mean,
I think that's the best part too, so people can see how this all fits together. Personally, like, I've gone to trade school, I was in college, I've done all that, but I have never gone to a school that was this extensive with automotive knowledge.
Yeah.
Really from the bare bones and doing body work, paint, mechanical, all of it. Because we painted this whole thing too, did all the Bondo, had to cut and buff this, all the clear coat.
Yeah, you got to throw in all those skills. Like I've worked in a hot rod shop before and you got to learn all that, and it's just, you don't realize going from being like, what difference between like a normal technician to being someone who builds custom, it's like a whole different world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff we had to fabricate too, like the trans tunnel, had to measure that out, build it all out.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a great program altogether.
Oh yeah, it was so it's Kustom Built Cars, and it was Acme Chop Shop in Grand Junction, or
Yep.
Okay,
that's the one.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no
wonderful
problem,
build.
man.
Yeah, we're gonna film some more around here and just check out your workmanship. We really appreciate it. And then give us a shout out to your other students that are working with you.
Yeah, give a shout out to Julia, Emerson, and Elena.
Very nice. Yeah, we got to come by and check you guys out again. Thank you for your time.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
SEMA.
How's it going, Shelby? My name's Nick.
Hi, Shelby.
We
Nice
just
to meet
talked to Bodie, right? And he was one of the guys that built this truck. And you are what with the program and everything like that?
I helped start the nonprofit to get the younger generation involved.
Gotcha. Our college, we did the high performance everything, but we didn't have anything like this. Custom, paint, you know, they were even, like, I know our instructors, you try to have a paint program at our college, but this is phenomenal what you guys did here, because you guys just did basically everything from what Bodie was talking to Jared about, right?
Yeah.
The biggest question is, how do you actually get people interested to do something like this, especially the younger generation?
So we had a hot rod shop and we were having problems finding the younger generation that wanted to learn how to do it. So we decided to do some weekend programs, and they kept wanting more and more. So we're like, all right, let's do a 5-month build. So we get students from all the United States, and they come for 5 months and do the full build. They do everything but the interior, so fabrication, suspension, auto body, paint, electricals, everything. To build a hot rod, we teach them, and then we help them find jobs in the industry after they're done with the full build.
So jobs as in with the aftermarket companies, right?
Everything automotive.
Anything automotive. So it could even be like the basic dealership. If, hey, I want to go work for Toyota or Ford, and then if someone goes, I just strictly want to do paint, you help them with that.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this program is it's like a stepping stone. So they get here and they figure out, I like the painting part of it, or I like the automotive part of it, or the mechanical side of it. So they come here liking one thing, and they usually leave liking another one.
And it's located in Colorado?
Yeah, we're in Grand Junction, Colorado.
What is your plans about this truck after the show?
So this is our 5th build, and after our students get done building it, we take it to Barrett-Jackson. We sell Barrett-Jackson, the money comes back to do a new build and give scholarships for more students in the industry. All 4 of our students right now, we're all on scholarships, so woohoo. We like to get that money at Barrett-Jackson and apply it to the youth who can't afford it. Our program goes from May to October, and then we do the tuning and all the final getting the cobwebs out, and then we sell it in January.
Okay, so this truck is going to be sold in January.
Yes.
Perfect. And then that money goes towards the scholarships that year?
So the following year, we start buying all the products for the builds, because we have to have everything there before the 5 months, because usually builds take us about 2 years. We're doing this in 5 months. So we like to have all the parts and everything there. So we start purchasing everything after Barrett-Jackson. And then by May, when the students start, we have everything there. So we can build it in the 5 months.
And this truck is ready for auction?
After we put a bed in it.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
we're
going to put a wood bed in it, and we got a couple bumpers to put on, and then we got some tuning to do, and it'll be ready.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get some good shots. That way, if anybody wants to bid on this at the Barrett-Jackson auction, you know this is going towards a good cause.
Yeah,
so.
and we'll have a booth at Barrett-Jackson Custom Built Cars Educational Workshop.
Nice. And Shelby, thank you. I really appreciate your time.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Or after Jared interviewed Bodie, and after I interviewed Shelby, more students showed up. You guys were stuck in traffic, apparently?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Tell me what you guys did to the truck, and what was your favorite part about working on the truck?
My favorite part was actually at the very beginning, all the fabrication of the metal and all the welding.
That's strictly all you did?
We did everything, actually,
so everyone
from start to finish. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you guys all had a hand in everything.
Yep, we all did a small portion of every single process along the way.
Gotcha.
My favorite part was probably electrical and more like mechanical, the more mechanical side of it.
So when you say mechanical, like the engine, the driveline, so you like the engine?
Yeah.
Loud noises? Yeah, I like loud noises too. And then how did you guys hear about the program?
I found out from a guy that worked at my shop in Minnesota who did the program 2 years ago.
Okay, so it was just a reference, right?
Yep.
But you didn't hear anything about it like outside? Or...
Facebook. I saw it on Facebook.
And is it pretty easy to join?
Send in a video application, and that's about it.
You do the video application, right? Does anything come out of your guys' pockets? Because I know a lot of students, because did you guys are coming out of high school, or are you guys still in high school?
Yeah, most of us come out of high school or trade school, but we got full ride scholarships. All we had to pay for was tools.
Are you guys excited? How much do you guys think this is going to sell in the Barrett-Jackson auction?
No idea.
we actually don't know. We actually haven't been told like any ideas or nothing. I would say probably around like, I don't know, maybe 60.
I'm hoping for the best.
16,000?
More than that.
Oh, 60, okay. What number you're thinking?
80? I don't know.
80,000. Okay, no, those are good numbers because again,
Hopefully somewhere high.
yeah, hopefully somewhere high because of the scholarships, right? Goes towards you guys.
And the next year's program.
You guys get a certificate or?
Yep.
Okay, you guys get a certificate from it.
Yeah,
okay.
we got ours like before we came here.
Is there anything you want to show on the truck that you guys did that you guys really appreciated?
Here's the inside, and if you look on the inside, we have a retro sound radio in there, the dash, and...
Now I'm going to jump on here. I have a couple questions. So you're talking about the trans tunnel. Did you guys create that custom on top, and then you did the trans tunnel, and then you created it for the shifter?
Yep. All custom.
You were talking about the wiring, so is that just a pure, like, just all wires kit, or was it something that was kind of thrown together for a car from a company, and then you just refined it?
It was a wire kit that we got.
No, it's very beautifully done. Great job, guys, and you guys are gonna go further and succeed in this industry. I can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us take up some of your time.